How did you all go through school in terms of the resources you used? Over the last 40 years, the classroom has been evolving, and the resources schools have used have been evaluated and tested to provide the best possible results for their students. The question is, what resources are students using today? Are these learning outcomes impacted by introducing these technologies? In the modern classroom, students at some schools have the option to bring their own device to the classroom. Devices such as laptops, mobile phones, and tablets are allowing students access to an overwhelming amount of resources. Resources that can be categorized and easily browsed for quick access to a larger pool of knowledge, in comparison to traditional learning through textbooks. To analyze whether or not technology is beneficial to a classroom, you have to define what beneficial really means. If you define it as being the amount of knowledge an individual can acquire in an amount of time, then you are really analyzing whether or not technology can provide a faster education than traditional methods such as through textbooks. A study conducted by Woody, Daniel, and Baker in 2010 sampled a group of 91 college students in the hope of identifying the resources the students prefer to use. Results from their questionnaire showed that nearly 60% of students decided to use an ebook over a textbook. Why would these students prefer ebooks over hard copies? There is ease of access to resources that come with using technology, and students can use search functions to gain knowledge from various sources at once. However, not all of the sources found online are valid. Using regular Google searches or Wikipedia leads to finding unreliable information can falsify the student's research. Textbooks are a more reliable source to obtain trustworthy information and as such avoid bias. All of this information may be well and good, but along with it comes a sense of laziness. Students now know that they have access to any information at any time, anywhere. It is easier to do research at a time more convenient to them. Meaning students become distracted, especially in the classroom. Why do it today when I can do it tomorrow? Technology used to find these resources can also be used for games, media, and socializing, whereas textbooks obviously cannot. Limiting this in the classroom can be quite challenging, influencing the overall performance of the student, and the student is not the only one looking for positive results. Educational providers, parents and families, and even employers in the workforce are looking for competent learners. Students that can understand the requirements for an occupation, or overachievers that improve the image of the provider. For students, the convenience of technology is not just limited to available resources, but also the weight of their daily luggage. To carry a textbook for each class of the day would be substantially heavier than a laptop or iPad, around 5 kilos, compared to a lightweight laptop or even a tablet, which would weigh less than 1/3 of that, if not less. Although they do come with a pretty price tag, in either sense, students would still have to purchase the textbooks, whether it be a digital or hard copy. Are these extra functions associated with the purchased technology really worth it? In the long run, laptops could be more beneficial investment, especially if the educational provider also provides resources to better one's understanding of said technology, or provide extra applications or programs at a discount for students. On the contrary, a lot of students may not be able to afford resources like this, and if they aren't, the educational provider will have a difficult time stylizing their form of teaching to students using a technological resource, and could very well leave some students in the dark. So if you are asking, are the learning outcomes of students being impacted by using technology in the classroom as compared to not being used? The answer would obviously be yes. Yes, they do make an impact, but analyzing this is dependent on the results that you are looking for, not necessarily just grades. Meritocracy is certainly a factor, but there are other factors associated, such as the pricing of these technologies, the physical practicalities, the convenience of finding resources, or even the distractions that they create. An impact is certainly present, but the positivity of this impact is still up for debate as technology is always evolving. Thank you.